like this is Dudes Who Bet Sports. Dudes Who Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Dudes Who Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Dudes Who Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Halterman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.
Well, the Associated Press is full of shit.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dudes Who Bet Sports Show. We're back at Saratoga this week, Prop a Dude, after a decent showing. We lost the pick 5, but boy, got close. Felt good about it. A little bit different kind of a challenge this week, isn't it?
I don't know if anybody's looked at this pick 5 yet, but yes, it's a different challenge. This is a toughie.
It is a toughie for sure. I think it's going to pay well. So
yeah,
that's good. As Michael said, Monmouth check, Del Mar check. Now it's Saratoga time. This might be the toughest of the late pick 5s of the 3. Haven't dove fully into Del Mar, but kind of taking a look. This is tough. You got first-time starters in here. Of course, you got a grade 1 stakes and anything and everything. Lots of turf races. But yeah, it's going to be pretty wild. Before we get going, what's new? I feel like we don't talk ever since you've been on driver's training still.
Well, I've been so daggone busy, and the work I do for the website in the mornings has been a disaster this week because the computer, the internet, or whatever we do has not worked right.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I've been going on a dead run. And so, yeah, I've been really busy, but it's been a good day already. I've got my baseball picks are already done, unless I add a late one for late tonight, which I've already made a nice profit today. So what do I do? Do I want to do another one and ruin my chances at a almost $200 day? I think the answer might be no. I think maybe I'm gonna do good with what I've got today. And we've got a wedding tomorrow.
Yeah, we do.
But we have no idea when we're supposed to be there. I don't know if you've been following this today.
No.
Any idea when you're supposed to be there?
I don't know what was the original time. This is all news to me.
But it was 6. Now
6. Okay.
Well, I thought that was the original, but then it went to 5.
Okay.
Then 4:30.
Okay.
And now I'm hearing 4.
Yeah.
And this is a Friday afternoon. I don't think I've ever been invited to a wedding at 4:00 on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, that's different. Well, we knew it'd be different going in. So
yeah, well, we can't get into that. It promises to be unique.
The whole deal is I've never known about any of this because I'm not on social media, and I guess it's all posted on Facebook. I'm guessing, and I'm not on there. So really, I didn't even know it was happening. So
my wife is doing the cake. Sandy is. And she was told to have the cake there at 2:00 tomorrow.
Okay. Well,
so I'm hoping to have this verified for you soon.
Good. Report back to me when I should be there. I will show up. Maybe. I don't know. If it gets too early, no, I probably won't.
The latest news was people should be there at 3 and the wedding's at 4. That came from the bride's mouth. But I've never known you're supposed to be there an hour before the wedding unless you're in the wedding.
Yeah, that's.
So
I don't know. This doesn't sound. I don't know. I may skip this one after all. So, all right. Well, that's a good update on that. Thank you for that. Since I had no idea. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll keep you informed.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get on with the show here. We'll kick it off here. We'll go to Saratoga. I'll pull it up on the screen now. We kind of touched on it. This is a touch and go sequence. This is going to be really tough. Last week it was manageable. I felt like going in. This one we're gonna have to be right a couple of times for sure because we're gonna have to spread in all these races. All right. Enough rambling. Let's go to race 7. We're going to do the late pick 5 races 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 Saturday at Saratoga. If you're new to the show, if you didn't watch us last week, so we kind of do it differently than Magic Mike. What we do on this show, Papa Dude and I will go through all the races, write down all the horses we like. We may write down a bunch of horses. Don't freak out. Then we come back and we narrow them down and we make a group ticket. Papa Dude and I's kind of combined ticket, and we go about it that way. So if we list 7 horses in the first race, don't freak out. That doesn't mean we're going to use all 7 of them. All right. I've got my pen. I've got my paper. 2-year-old maiden special weight, 6 furlongs on the dirt. None of them have started. All right, Papa Dude, this is your specialty. Where are you going?
Yes, sir. This is easy.
You hate these races.
I absolutely hate them. And I hate them even more because there's 10 horses in the field. This is a total, for me anyway, guess.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
And so I just kind of went through and started listing the best trainers.
Well, I mean, and that's what you do.
In my opinion, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 6 of them, and I'm probably leaving somebody off. So don't get offended if one of these guys is your favorites and I didn't put him down.
Yeah.
So I have the 3 with Chad Brown. I have, and I really don't know. I'm not smart enough to go through these and discuss the horse because I haven't done anything. So kind of maybe look at their sire. Maybe that's something to look at.
Yeah.
And then who wins with first-time starters, that kind of stuff. So I'm leaving that up to you. Okay, so I like the 3, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 9, and the 10. 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. All right, I'll write those down and I'll kind of go through mine. So yeah, like you said, this is not a race where you're going to shine. You're not going to, you don't like these kinds of races.
No.
I thought the 7 was the one that jumped off the page at me at first, a horse by Omaha Beach, out of a Blame mare. You might want a little bit longer distance, but been working out fairly sharp. So the 7 was the one that really caught my eye at first. Brad Cox bringing this one in. I think this horse is probably going to be pretty loaded. So I'm kind of excited to see what that one will do. At Saratoga, you've always got to look at Todd Pletcher. He does have the 9 in here, and he also has the 6. The 6 is the lower priced horse. At 4-1, this is a colt by Justify. A lot of bullet works on the workout tab here at Saratoga. Seems like this one can run. Kind of odd that Jose Ortiz is aboard this one. And Irad is aboard the 9. Could just be because the 9 is a Ripoli stable horse as well. That was kind of my speculation. So
I would say that's definitely it.
Yeah, another one that's looks like it's been working out okay, but David Argona makes the morning lines at Saratoga. He makes this one 8-1. That tells me to stay away. It tells me that there's not a lot of buzz on this horse. And with that respect, my top choice here was the number 5 Valentine Candy. Why? Okay, it's Steve Asmussen. Good with first-time starters. However, 3-1 at Saratoga, the morning line favorite, when there's a Brown, there's 2 Pletchers, there's a Cox. It tells me the Valentine Candy is the buzz horse at Saratoga out of this race. Pretty flashy workout on July 15th. So I think Valentine Candy is probably supposed to be a pretty good horse for Asmussen. So I
would say that workout on July 15th opened some eyes as well.
So, yeah, I think that's probably what they're betting on in this spot. The 10, you mentioned Trucker. I don't like Trucker, does not have a first-time out pedigree. Bill Mott is not horrible with first-timers, but I'm not sure this is the one. So I did not look at the 10.
Toss him in.
I'm going to put an X.
At me.
What's that?
You're going to laugh at me on one.
Okay, go ahead.
I almost put him down, but you're not. You're going to toss it. I know.
No, you may not.
And that's the 8. Do you have him at all?
Well, I think the 8's interesting. So the 8 is World Fair. Ron Moquette here gets Julian Leparoux to ride. I think. What's your angle on the 8? Because I've got one.
Well, I know Moquette pretty well, and I I just think he thinks this horse is pretty good, or he wouldn't be running it at Saratoga.
Right.
That's what I'm looking at, because he runs a lot of other tracks.
Yeah.
And I think he wouldn't waste a start on this horse if he didn't think it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's my angle.
Yep. I'm with you on that. I thought he was interesting. A horse that had been working out at Churchill Downs and then came up here, had a work at Saratoga, and now he's entered. This horse would be at Ellis Park, I think, if they thought he wasn't all that great.
And he's also, that morning line guy's got him at 6-1.
I think that's very interesting as well.
Pretty interesting, yes.
I'm going to write down 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9.
Okay.
And then we're going to have to obviously cut that.
Maybe.
I mean,
you're not going to write.
Sorry, 8. I'm sorry. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Okay. So we got 6 of them.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I got.
So we put the 8 in, took the 10 out of this one. I'm trying to see if we've got anything. I don't think we've got anything else.
That 10 can't be very well respected at 15-1 for Belmont.
I would be really surprised if the horse won first out. I don't know. I think the horse needs to go a little bit longer. I don't think he's particularly going to be fast out of the gate. That's usually what you've got to be to win most of these races, not all. I don't think this is one of his better ones. I would be surprised if it won. I just, I could win for sure. I just don't think this is going to be one that's going to win at first asking for Mott. So
okay,
that's how I look at that one. All right, let's go to the 8th here. Look, this is where the decisions are going to have to start being made. So the 8th race, a 3-year-old allowance event here on the turf, going 1 mile and a 16th. Almost $150,000 being given away for this allowance race. It is a field of 12 entries, 13 horses. There are 3 main track entries, though, the 10, 11, and the 12. So, all right, where are you looking on this one?
Well, I started with the 1, and you also get a bonus, the 1A that might scratch. Mm-hmm. Chad Brown, I'm very busy. This horse showed a lot of promise last year. Hasn't run since the Breeders' Cup in November. So obviously something happened to the horse. You probably know more than I do. Won its debut at Saratoga last August. Came back in the grade 2 at Aqueduct and finished second by only losing by 1. Then they put the horse in the Breeders' Cup juvenile turf. Grade 1, finished 10th, but only lost by 3 3/4. Mm-hmm. So, and then laid it off. So either the horse needed some seasoning or got some sort of an injury. If that horse comes back to that, I think you got to look at it. So that's kind of where I went to first. The one that's running with it, that's coupled with it, also has a couple of wins, but they were in lesser stakes over in Europe, and that horse has been laid off since December. So that's your couple there, your 1 and your 1A.
Yep.
So you're getting 2 for the price of 1, and they have some decent background there. So I don't know that we leave that one off or not. I think the 4 Scramble is kind of interesting. Le Perou's on the horse, has been running okay this year. 3rd in a maiden, then won the maiden. These are at Gulfstream. Then went to Belmont, finished 2nd in an allowance, and 3rd in an allowance. So decent figures with Scramble, number 4. The 7, Wico.
Yep.
Wesley Ward, got Ortiz on board, broke its maiden in March, went to Keeneland, finished 4th in allowance, came back in a stakes in May at Woodbine and lost by a nose, finishing 2nd, a $100,000 stake. So I think that's one to look at. So we got 3 of them. Then I looked at the 5, Fearless Soldier. This year finished 4th in a maiden, then broke its maiden. These were at Gulfstream, went up to Ellis, finished 2nd by a neck in a similar type of allowance horse. So that's shown a little bit. And I had one more, but I think we could eliminate this one. I don't think we need 2 8-1 horses on our ticket. I went with the 3 Taking Candy. We could eliminate that or maybe scramble, but two times out this year. Broke its maiden at Churchill, then came back at Ellis, finished 5th in a similar type allowance. Those are the 5 that I have. The 1, 1A, 3, 5, or 3, 4, 5, 7.
Yeah, this is something.
That's one way to put it.
I think you single the 1 or you go about as deep as what you just listed, honestly. I do like the 1. I'm very busy. This is a horse that I thought was going to be really good. Broke the maiden here at Saratoga last year. Ran really well in the Pilgrim. Just got beat by Major Dude. Was a nice horse. And then, like I said, kind of got beat pretty easily in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile as far as the placing goes, but only 3 3/4 lengths behind. I really think this 1 is going to be loaded and ready. And the 1A could be anything, right?
Yeah.
3 races overseas. The only 2 wins came on the synthetic, but could come over here and be okay. So I think the 1A, the entry is a definite use. I actually like the 7 Wicco in second. Mm-hmm. I'm really interested in this horse as well. Seems to be running very well since coming back from the layoff. Only thing is, the 2 wins the 1 win, I should say, came on the synthetic. Turf races haven't been just spectacular, but boy, 10-1 makes a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 and 5, 2 other ones I wrote down as well. The 3, Cherie DeVoe, a trainer that we always like to play. I mean, I wrote down everything you just said. I think the key is going to be once we get all these horses wrote down, where do we eliminate? And, last week we were eliminating from 3 horses down to 1 or 2. We're going to have to, in one of these races, eliminate 3 or 4 horses to try to get to a single.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
All right, let's go to the 9th. Let's kind of take a look at this one. Shorter field this time. Mm-hmm. I felt like this race was wicked. It's a Coaching Club American Oaks Grade 1 race going 1 mile and an eighth, $500,000 purse. Like I said, field of 6. This is the race that Nest really had her coming out party last year. Boy, oh boy, did she look unbelievable that day in the Coaching Club American Oaks. We don't have a Nest, unfortunately, in this race because that'd just be the easy single. I'm really confused by this race. What do you think?
Well, I like there's only 6 horses.
Yeah, that's a good start. Well, listen, you know what though? I almost think this is almost as hard as the last race.
Well, yeah. Now,
tell me I'm overthinking it, maybe.
I think you are.
Okay.
Couple of services I kind of use that helps us a little bit when we're handicapping. We all use certain services. Mm-hmm. Have these ranked identical, which it never happens.
Yeah.
Very seldom. So I have it down to 3.
Okay.
But let's go 3.5. Of course, wet paint we're very familiar with, having ran at Oaklawn 3 times, won 3 times, was somewhat disappointing in the Kentucky Oaks. I guess a lot disappointing. Finished 4th, losing by 3. Was bumped early though, got knocked off the pace, but then came back in a race I felt like she should have won at Ellis, and Hoosier Philly clobbered her in a $175,000 stakes race where she finished 2nd, losing by 3 1/4. So that takes us then to the 5, Hoosier Philly, who, of course, had high expectations going into 2022 and just didn't quite meet them. Mm-hmm. But has ran in a lot of good races, 3 grade 2s, and then the race where she beat Wet Paint at Ellis on June 17th. Mm-hmm. Finished 3rd in the Rachel Alexander at Fairgrounds, 4th in the Oaks, Fairground Oaks, and then 2nd in the Black Eyed Susan. So As Brian, okay. Most people thought this horse was going to be a superstar and has not.
Yep.
So are those your top two, or are you going somewhere else?
I put the 4 on top.
Okay, let's look at the 4.
Look, I mean, the horse at this distance has been really good.
Yes. And I've got the 4, that's my other one. And it's very close for me between those 3. Aqueduct on January the 14th finished second and 100,000 K. Then they took it to the Honeybee, not very good, finished 4th. But then in a grade 3 at Aqueduct, finished second, losing by a half length. And then the Kentucky Oats almost won, finished in second to Pretty Mischievous, who's a pretty damn good horse, and lost by a neck. It was very, very close. Hasn't run since. It's going to be fresh. Fletcher knows what he's doing. And then there's Ortiz Jr., Irad Jr. riding him. Yes, I could definitely be talked into putting that one first. So I like the 254. I don't really care. I looked at Southland a little bit too, the 1. But I don't think we can go that deep in this one. That's my opinion.
Well, I think this is an odd race from a pace standpoint. The 5 is the speed, but will the 6 push? If the 6 doesn't push, the 5's all alone.
Right.
If the 5 gets all alone, will she be able to hold at 1 1/8 miles? I mean, maybe. So that one has me worried. The 4 Gambling Girl, will the pace set up? The 2 Wet Paint, is she kind of done? Like, she just hasn't ran very well the last couple of races. Sure. And then you get to Southland. Pretty Mischievous is far and away the best horse in this crop right now, as a 3-year-old filly I'm talking about.
True.
Southland destroyed her 2 races back.
Yeah.
Absolutely killed her.
3 1/4.
And it's not like, Pretty Mischievous was well clear of the 3rd horse, right? Yeah. I know Southland was horrific in the Kentucky Oaks. It couldn't have been any worse. But I can't get Southland out of my head.
All right.
I just feel like I feel like 1, 2, 4, 5, any of those 4 are about on equal footing as far as who I think is going to win. It's really hard to separate them for me. And the one thing about Southland, if the pace is slow, she should be able to sit close enough. And if the pace is fast, she should be ahead of the 2 and the 4 and can make the first move. If she's good enough, I'm not sure. But if she runs like she did at Fairgrounds in those 2 races, she's got a shot, I think.
Well, going back to the 6, she's looking lucky. Don't you think she's going to have to push if she's going to win?
To me, she's got to. She has to
go. You look at her wins.
Yeah.
Her 2 wins, she won by 13 1/4 and by 7 by going to the front.
Yeah.
When she doesn't get the front, she's not very good.
But the problem is 2 out of 7 times she's actually done that, right?
That's true.
She has not done it those other times.
I have to try to get her to do it, but trying to get her to do it and actually getting her to do it is 2 different things.
Exactly. And I don't know how reliable she is, but I do think I look at it and go, well, your best bet is for this horse to win. You got to just go.
Well, you have to.
If she goes, I think you can eliminate Hoosier Philly, right? Because I don't really think Hoosier Philly wants to go 1 1/8 miles. I think that's her biggest problem. So if she gets pressured, she doesn't get an easy lead. It sets up really well for 2, 4, and then 1 if you want to throw her on. So
when you look at it too, the last race she ran, she only went 1 mile.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Now she did run 1 1/8 miles in the Black Eyed Susan and ran okay.
I mean,
that race wasn't that. I mean, Tax won that race.
Exactly. Tax came back and lost at Indiana last time out.
I don't like Hoosier Philly that well.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you.
Too, so
here's what I'm going to tell everybody. Michael saying use 2-4 will be the same. Yeah, we've been on the same wavelength so far, Michael. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If the 6 doesn't go out and do the job, the 5's probably going to win. That's where I'm at with it.
Well, and I'm not a Wet Paint fan, so.
I was, but it's hard to be after those last 2 races. I thought she was really bad in the Kentucky Oaks, honestly, and I didn't. I mean, I guess at Ellis, she really never had any chance. she's facing Hoosier Philly at a mile, and it was an easy lead, and that was just tough.
Yeah,
So
but shouldn't she have been a little closer?
maybe, yeah. She was 3-5 and got beat by 3.5, but
I
again,
can't.
she did.
Okay.
It didn't set up for her. So.
It may not have, but I can't pick a horse to win a grade 1 that lost by 3.5 in $175,000 K, $175,000 ungraded stakes.
Right. Yeah.
That's dude.
My argument would be she did win 2 grade 3s very easily. So
yeah,
I don't hold that Ellis race against her as much as I hold the Kentucky Oaks against her. She just it wasn't good. So not as high on her as I was, but okay, I'm going to write down 1, 2, 4, 5.
That's fine. Sure. Yeah, we got to.
All right. Yeah, because we could talk about this one all day. All right, let's go to the 10th here.
No.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, there's a horse I kind of like, but I'm a little bit worried. But anyway, race 10 on the card. Allowance going 6 furlongs here. Another $1,049. I can't talk. Almost $1,500. The purse is what I meant. So, it's a field of 9. I really like the 8, but
okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, we have another issue.
Okay.
Hadn't run since August 27th last year.
Yeah.
So, do you know why?
Well, obviously the horse got hurt in the Jerkins, had some issues, and just hasn't been able to come back.
Okay, so that is scary. To me, that lets out the single.
That's the problem. Listen, this is why I like this horse, okay?
Yeah.
Race 1 of his career, really nice win.
Yeah.
Race 2, lost by a neck to Gunite.
Right.
If Gunite was in this race, we wouldn't be talking about it anymore. He would just be a single, and we'd go on to the next.
Right.
Then ran in the Jerkins. A really tough. Jack Christopher, Gunite, all those horses. Didn't get the best trip. Got beat. Didn't look very good. Had a little injury out of that race. I just think this horse is the best of this group. I think he's the classiest of this bunch.
Okay. I don't think it's a little injury though.
Well, obviously he was out a while. Yeah. Yeah. So if he doesn't come back, then we're in trouble.
Okay.
But go ahead. Who are your other ones that you like?
All right. Did you like the 6 at all?
The 6 was my second horse.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now hasn't run in impressive races, so might hold that against him. He's compared to the 8, obviously, but has 3 straight wins, and one of them by 19 3/4 at Belmont, and then won the next one by 1.5 at Belmont. These are all allowance race. Well, the one was a claiming race, the first one, but the other 2 he's come back and won 2 allowances, one at 1.5 miles, one by 1.5, and the other one by 4 1/4. At this distance, I don't think it's going to be hard to leave that one off because it's running very, very well. Now, if the 8 comes back and is ready, he should smoke that horse, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. So here's the way I look at it. Okay.
Yep.
You've got. I'll just go through it. You got the 1 for the coach. You have to beat the 1. I'm talking about. Let's talk about from the standpoint of the 8, right?
Definitely.
The 8 has to beat the 1, or it's just.
Well, I would hope. I don't know why the 1's in the race.
The 2 Talkin' Pharaoh is really interesting to me because it's Linda Rice, and we go from 40K maiden claimer to a starter allowance, and we win easily both times. We're coming back on 7 days rest. I almost think the 2 might scratch, but yeah, it's Linda's. I don't know. So the 2,
yeah, Go ahead.
The 3's nothing but New York bred races and really hasn't run very well in them. The 4 is coming from Finger Lakes. I mean,
no way.
You got to beat it. The 5 is Bezos. He's one of the worst horses to ever live. The 6 is moving out of New York breds and claiming races into Face Open Company.
I agree.
So good horse, but tough spot. The 7, I mean, second off the layoff, maybe that's going to help. Did get beat 5 lengths, but again, it's a New York bred running a lot of New York bred races, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the 8, and then you've got the 9, who is coming off of a race on the turf that was a disaster, but the allowance race at Keeneland wasn't great. Win it.
Through it like that.
It's for me. It's like
it looks like a single.
If the 8 fires any kind of race,
it should win. I agree.
So that's where it is for me.
Short somewhere.
To me, this one makes the most sense because the race where Brown's got the coupled entries, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like those horses, but I also like a lot of other horses in the race.
Yeah.
We're here. I just I don't care for any of these. I like said, and yeah, the 2 is 1 to 9 to scratch for sure. I don't think the horse will run. I'll write down 6-8 because I do
think the 6. The whole key is the 8 ready?
Mm-hmm.
And he's been off for a whole year. I would think he would be ready.
Mm-hmm.
I really think the risk of him not being ready is not much. I don't think he would be running this horse.
Well, look, here's what I'm going to tell you. In the last year, Chad Brown is hitting at 24% off this kind of a layoff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like his numbers off layoffs are incredibly good.
It's a perfect place to put this horse to get him back.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, if he's come off the injury good, he's working well. If he's ready to roll, this field will not beat him, period.
No,
it's not going to happen. Now,
when you look at these workouts, it looks like he's not pushing him real hard. He's just kind of letting him go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's working out okay, nothing great.
Well, listen, I'm gonna write down the 6 and the 8, and we might be able to use them both. We'll see.
Okay.
Come on. You didn't pick Bourbon Bash in the Arkansas Derby, did you?
No.
Jared picked him in the Arkansas Derby.
I wouldn't pick Bourbon Bash in the Will Rogers Derby.
I think you picked Angel of Empire, if I want to remember right.
In the Arkansas Derby?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Jared picked Bourbon Bash.
I didn't pick Bourbon Bash.
No. Good luck to go ahead.
I would have had to be drinking a lot of bourbon.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you did. Maybe Rebel. No, you didn't pick him in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Jared.
I would never pick Bourbon Bash.
Hawks all day. Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're running Husker Butch Saturday, so it's going to be fun Saturday night. And KVH has got a lot of horses running this weekend and some stakes races as well. Big Luke, kind of the headliner, so hopefully he gets some wins. He's been kind of cold lately, so there you go. All right, race 11. Let's finish this thing off. This isn't as bad as our normal finishing race. It is a $25,000 claimer here, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Full field, 12 entries, 13 horses. We'd have a coupled entry in here. You really liked that coupled entry, so kind of talk about.
Well, I do. Combined, I think they've. Let me look here again. One of them is Catch You Soon.
Mm-hmm.
10 starts, 4 wins. I like that. 1 at this level, 2 back at Belmont, did not run real well. At a $40,000 level, finished 5th, so that's not good. He's coupled with Flint Ridge, also has won 4 out of 11 times. Won an allowance, two allowances, and then lost a $120,000 allowance at Keeneland. Did not run well. Didn't come back real well in the last one, but was claimed by Linda Rice after that race and has Ortiz aboard. So I think you're getting 2 for the price of 1 that have won 8 out of 21 starts and going for $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Linda Rice. Now, will she scratch one of them?
I think so. You got Ortiz aboard both of them. So
okay, yeah, that's right. So she's going to scratch one of them.
Yeah,
but they're both good enough to win.
Yes. Yeah.
So you got to put that on there.
Yep.
The old veteran, number 6, Seven Nation Army. It was a Moquette horse. It was claimed by Diodoro. The interesting thing here, he's got Irad Jr. riding this horse.
Mm-hmm.
That caught my eye. And also ran real well at Ellis last time out and finished second in a similar race. So, old hard-knocking horse, knows how to win. That's one I looked at. And then 7, another veteran, senior, how you pronounce it? Jobim or Jobim.
Mm-hmm.
Another old veteran horse, knows how to win. One to look at, but definitely I could be talked off of that one. And I also listed the 8, Digital Future, but yeah, I could be talked off of that one too. So I really like the coupled entry and the 6. I don't really like much else in this race.
Typical Linda Rice coupled entry, probably going to scratch one. You don't really know who. The last time this horse ran, the claim got voided by the vet, which means something was wrong with it. I mean, just all kinds of weird things. Then you look at the 1A, first off the claim the horse for 50,000. Now we're dropping to 25. That's usually not a good sign. But here we are. And as Mr. Tang says, she just wins right now. And I'm with you. You've got to include the entry in this spot, no matter which one runs. I think you do have to include the entry. You talked about the 8, Digital Future. Rob likes the 8 as well here. Horse dropping down in class, back down to where he won 2 races back to Aqueduct. So yeah, it makes total sense. I kind of like the 6, Seven Nation Army. This horse was claimed off of Ron Moquette last time out, now to the Diodoro barn. And then Irad jumps aboard this one. So I really circled the 6 hard. I think that's one you got to throw on as well. Be surprised if the 6 doesn't run pretty well in the spot. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see. You got the one.
The thing about the 6 that worries me just a little, although there's not much difference. And Diodoro likes to win races, and he has a big stable. He claimed it for 32 and puts it in for 25. Sometimes that's kind of a bad sign.
That's my worry with the 1A for Linda Rice. Same thing.
Yeah.
So I don't. That's all. I hate these type of races when these type of trainers are in it, because it is a guessing game. Which one's limping and which one's not, basically.
The thing about Diodoro is he gave 32. Okay, so you know how he is. He likes to win.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be thinking, heck, I'll win this, and somebody will claim this horse as well.
Yeah.
So I'll get the purse and get my money back. So
I really think, Linda Rice, Rudy Rodriguez, Diodoro, Jacobson, they're probably one of them are going to win this race. You probably just need to use all of them, and you'll probably get through. But singling out 1 or 2, I think, is very difficult in this race because of those question marks. And at the end of the day, you may go 4 deep and Linda Rice wins, and you go, well, okay, but at times she will show up with a clunker. As the plain one. Last time out was 6-5 in a 40K claimer and got beat 5 3/4, right?
Yeah.
2 races back was 7-2 in a $32,000 claimer and won by 6 1/4. So she's all or nothing. I feel like she's been all for a lot of the last month or two, but we'll see. I still don't fully trust her horses.
No, absolutely not. But we got to keep her on there probably.
All right. So I wrote down 1, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
You good with that?
Yeah. You didn't talk about the 5.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the 5. Yeah, I didn't. I like that horse. I think it's Rudy Rod with Alvarado aboard. The horse was awful last time out, but it was a turf race. You look at the dirt races. This horse is okay. Shouldn't be 15-1. I'll tell you that much.
Nope.
I give that horse a shot.
Okay.
So there's that.
All right.
Well, we're going to have to do some serious work now.
Yes.
Well, if I convince you to single the 8, that's the first question.
Okay. Now, if you're going to do that, things just got a lot easier.
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
You have convinced me. Yes.
So
You got to single somebody. That's the most logical one.
Okay. So we are singling the 8 in the 10th race.
If he runs, he's going to win.
Yep. I agree.
Famous last words.
So how many are we playing in the first leg here with these first time starters? That's
Well, you
question
know what
number
I'm
one.
going to say on this. The more we can, the better. I'm just skeptical on a lot of them. Now, you have zeroed in on 2 of them, and they were my first and third choice, and that was Dive Bomber and the Aspecia Norse Valentine Candy. And then if you want to go to them, and then narrow it down, are you thinking maybe go from, what do we got, 6 down to 3 or 4? Is that what you're thinking?
We could play all 6 as well.
Oh, well, okay. That's what I wanted to do, but
I think 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you want to put the Moquette, the only horse that we could leave Moquette off and play 5 horses.
And I wouldn't be. I would be okay with that.
I'm going to keep all 6 of them on here for now.
Yeah, just to see what we got.
Okay, 7.
I hate those first-time starter races.
Okay.
I don't want. Okay, here's the way I look at it. I don't want to get beat because I didn't cover myself good enough in those first-time starters because you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, it's a bunch of unknowns. So I like that 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the first leg. Now the second leg is the one with I'm very busy. The coupled Chad Brown entries here. I think we can go. Well, 1, 4, 5, 7 is what we've got wrote down. I think we could do that and be fine.
Keep it with 4.
Yeah.
We could even go down to 3 before we're done on that.
It's possible. Let's keep it at 4.
Okay.
Okay. So this is to me, the coaching club is the one.
Yes.
We're either going to have to go 2 or 3 in this one or 2 or 3 in the one before.
I agree.
So, we could even go just 2, 4 in this.
We could.
Tell me why Hoosier Philly's not going to win.
Well, you analyzed it.
Well, you tell me why. Because you don't like her, right?
No, I didn't say that.
I thought you liked the 2 and the 4.
No, I don't like the 2 very well.
Oh, you don't like the 2. That's right. So you like the 4 and the 5.
Yeah, better than I like the 2 and the 4.
Okay.
Because if Hoosier Philly goes and she gets out in front, I think she's going to win.
I agree.
I'm not sure about wet paint. I would like to go 3 in this.
Okay. So do we go 2, 4, 5?
So you want to eliminate South Lawn? Are you good with that?
Yeah, I can probably live with it.
Okay. She did run great, but that was way back in March.
Yeah.
And she didn't run well in the Oaks, and she's been off since. Cassie's a good trainer. I don't think he's great. How does he do at Saratoga? Does he run pretty well there?
He doesn't run he doesn't run very many horses here. That's the thing. Like over the last year, he's 20% overall. He's 0 for 10 at Saratoga, right? So he doesn't run a whole lot.
So let's say we knock that down to 3.
Okay, 2, 4, 5. All right.
And then we got the single.
Yep, then we're going 8.
So we have $72 so far.
Do we?
Yeah, 6 times 4 is 24 times 3 is 72.
Well, we're playing at 50 cents, so we have $36.
No, I meant.
Yeah. 72 combinations.
Yeah.
All right. So single the 8 in the 10th leg, or excuse me, the 10th race. That means we could use 3 horses and have $108 ticket in this for this thing.
72 times 3. Yep.
Which this is a combined ticket, so that's right around our budget.
Yeah. Can we get away with 3?
I think we either play 4 here and go 3 horses in that second leg, or keep those 4 horses in the second leg and go 3 here. Which one would you rather do?
This all comes down to how much faith do you have in Linda Rice, doesn't it?
Well, I think in this situation, are we going to lean? If I get to that race, there it is. So this is the second leg of the thing, the 8th race. Are we going to lean Chad Brown here and let's say take the 1 and add the 1, 4, 5 or 1, 5, 7 or 1, 4, 7? Or are we going to get a little bit shorter in this claiming race in the last?
You're talking about the last one. So you're going to leave 6 off.
I'm talking about the second leg. Do
The
you trust Chad Brown's entry and then add a couple of other ones in there with him?
Hang on, let me get to that one.
Because if the answer is no, then we know how many we need to play. In the last.
He's got Pratt on one
and
Ortiz on the other. That tells me he's not going to scratch.
I think they'll both run. Yep.
Oh, I love that. I love that combination.
So essentially, we could play, if you're playing the entry, you are playing 4 horses out of the race.
I definitely think we go down to 3 in that one.
Okay, so the 1 is for sure.
Yep.
The 4, the 5, the 7. Which horse do you want to take off?
The 5.
Okay, I want to take off the 4.
Well, okay. Well, let's look at those then. We both like the 7, and there we got a price too.
Yeah, the 7 stayed.
1.
Yeah.
So one's 8 to 1, one's 5 to 1. Okay, Fearless Soldier. Okay, here we go. He's the 5, and that's the one you like.
Yep.
He only lost by a neck last time out at Ellis. Oh, yeah, that's a very similar race. One, a good one. Broke his maiden at Gulfstream. Okay, let me look at that 4. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So let's trim that to 3.
Okay.
All right.
And by the way, don't worry. I'm going to write this down and show everybody.
So 54, and then we're going to go 4 deep in the last one.
Yeah. So you pick your 4 horses in the last one.
And we still have the same $216, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right? Okay. But I like this better. I think we need to go 4 in this one because I don't think we can trust this entry near as much as we can the 1 in the 8.
Oh, 100% agree. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we want 1. We want 6. Right.
Yep.
We want 7.
Yep.
I guess we go 8.
Yeah. To me, it's 1, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me type this up real quick so we can put it up. Like I said, sometimes when we're rambling, it gets a little confusing. Saturday, Saratoga, 8, 6, 5. We're going to go 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 with 1, 5, 7. If I could type with 2, 4, 5 with 8 with 1, 6, 7, 8. Like I said, it's a 50-cent ticket that will cost you $108. We're going to play it combined. All right.
Yeah.
I hit the wrong button. Oh, boy.
What'd you do?
I hit the wrong button. I got to type it out again.
Oh, okay.
You can hit add banner, and if you don't click that add banner, it'll just go away, and I didn't click it.
I see.
So $108 ticket. I like this. Okay, there we go.
Well,
all right, now it's up on the screen there for you guys to see. So again, I'll read it off again. Saratoga late pick 5. We're going 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with 1, 5, 7 with 2, 4, 5 with 8 with 1, 6, 7, 8. Like I said, team ticket, $108. All right. We were saying this was a tough one, right? How do you feel now that we've got it done?
Well, I can't believe we got it trimmed down to that, to be honest, I was going through this. Yeah. So I feel good. And the reason I feel good is, again, That's why you people ought to be watching this show, not because of me, but because of him. He sit there and pretty much found a single that I would have never found. Well, I might have if I'd had time to really dig into it. I really don't have enough time, but finding that single was really good because that made the whole ticket.
Well, and it could be very bad if the horse loses.
Okay. We said this last week. If you're gonna, or maybe on the show, on the Heartbreak show the other day,
right? Mm-hmm.
I don't care what. If you're gonna bet a pick 5, you got to have a single.
Yeah.
Unless you got a bunch of money and you don't care how much money you spend.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to do this on a budget. You got to have a single somewhere. It's got to be there. That's got to be the one. It makes the perfect sense.
Every sequence is different, right? And so if you're in a sequence, well, let's just pretend Nest is in this year's class and she's running in the CCA Oaks. Well, there's your single, right?
Yeah.
And you probably go 3 deep in that accredited race. But in this sequence, he kind of has to be, right? Unless you really want to go out on a limb and you really feel good about the coaching club Oaks, or you want to single that, entry for Chad Brown in the second leg. You could do that as well. But boy, for me, I would hate to leave the 7 off the ticket in that second leg. And I still don't think we're deep enough in the coaching club. So I don't know. Those horses scare me for some reason.
Okay. Do you want to? I think, to me, here's the way I look at it. There's only 6 horses in that race. In a sequence like this, you got to cut that to just 3 because there's not that many in that race.
Yeah, I get it.
We may get beat there. I don't feel like we're going to get beat there.
Yeah. So Rob's saying he thinks the 8 in the last race is a single, 8-1 shot there. And look, if you feel that strongly about it, go ahead and do it. I mean, you're going to knock a lot of people out with your single.
I'll tell you right now, I feel a lot better about our single in this pick 5 than the one we did last Thursday.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because that one hadn't run very much. Of course, this one hasn't really either, but it's proven itself. Guys, here's the thing. You start picking these things. Go ahead and go with your gut. Go with the first thing, because the more you think about it, you're going to end up going back and changing the whole damn thing.
I think that's what you just said is a really big key to handicapping. I think you need to spend a short amount of time handicapping and a long amount of time deciding how to bet the horses that you like. Because when you handicap a race and you take 35, 45 minutes to handicap that race, you're going to go round and round and round in circles, and you're going to start looking at stuff that's really pretty irrelevant, right?
Yep.
Take a couple minutes, handicap the race. Here's who I like. Here's who I kind of like. Here's who I really like. Write them down, kind of do similar, whether you're doing exactas or doubles or pick 5s or whatever. Write down who you like, and then go back and really analyze, okay, how do I bet this, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, sure. I mean, anytime you pick a horse race, you have doubts. I don't know that I've ever bet a race where I was positive the horse was going to win.
Well, I mean, there are times you feel better than others. Like, Spirit of St. Louis today, I didn't think that horse would lose,
Well, but
yeah, for sure.
It could.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I ever was almost sure was the Apple Blossom when Zenyatta came down there the second time. Yep. Not the first time she ran there, but the second. That was one that I that's probably the race, and that was a long time ago, that I was absolutely sure she was going to win.
Yeah.
The only way she would lose is if she fell down or something.
Right. Yeah. There are times, like Flightline, honestly, last year, I didn't think there's any way he was losing.
Yeah. So there's yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing that I do want to comment on Rob's comment here. So the pick 5 today paid $1,200 with 3 $4 winners to start the sequence. Now that got a little difficult towards the end, but that is a great payout for 3 favorites. Yesterday, the Rockets hit the late pick 5 at Saratoga. Listen to this. Listen to these. I was shocked about the payouts. $15 winner to start the sequence.
Mm-hmm.
$850 in the next. $480 in the 8th. $790 in the 9th. $1060 in the 10th. I was thinking it's going to pay about around maybe $800 to $1,000. It paid $1,727.
Wow.
So they're paying.
Oh,
And look, I didn't hit it today, so I'm obviously going to say I thought yesterday's was easier to get to than today's even. But if you hit today's, you got to be thrilled because that's a great payout. I'll read off the, hold on, let me read off the official payouts here for today. Here we go. So what he was talking, or what Rob's talking about for today, 430. So that was obviously the favorite. Spirit of St. Louis paid $3, a 440 winner in the third leg, and then you had a $30.80 winner and a $20 winner, and it paid $1,248.
wow.
And you had an easy single in Spirit of St. Louis.
Yeah.
So I mean that's what you're looking for. And the 11 horse in the 9th race, literally go back and watch the Daily Show. I said I have not used this horse on a ticket, but I think this 11 is going to run really well today, and the 11 wins. Thankfully, I did not. Oh no, I did use the 2. Never mind. So yeah, the 11 knocked me out.
And you sit there and talked about it.
I know, but I couldn't. That race was tough, and I liked too many other horses. I couldn't work that horse on. It's kind of like this when you list 6 horses out, but it's like, well, you can't give out a $300 ticket, so you narrow it, and that was one that I had to cut. So
sure,
that's what happens. Yeah.
Can I share your story about the win yesterday, or do you not want me to mention?
No,
that?
You can't. No, it's embarrassing.
Well, guys, he texted me yesterday morning.
I was feeling low yesterday.
He was in a slump with the Rockets and the Pick Fives.
Well, listen, here's what happened. Now this is the honest God truth. So I played 5 baseball games. I played 3 big daily doubles, and of course you have the Pick Fives, right? So the first 5 races at Saratoga, my Pick 5 ticket went 1 out of 5. And during that time period, I had a baseball parlay that went 0 for 2. I had a double that went 0 for 2. And I had a pick 3 that went 0 for 3.
Okay, well, you didn't tell me all those.
So I am feeling about as low as you could feel.
Yeah.
Now, this is how gambling goes. The next 5 races, Saratoga hit the pick 5. Obviously for the $1,700, hit a daily double, races 8 and 9, hit a $25 daily double that profited $188. Hit a baseball parlay that profited $204 plus 204. I bet $100 on it, and then cashed in the Milwaukee Brewers that paid $160, and then hit another parlay, the Cubs in Detroit that paid $170.
Okay,
so we ended up clearing about $2,000 yesterday.
Yeah, and he was ready to quit around 10 o'clock yesterday morning, or 11. Oh, what time? It was in the morning, I think you texted me. Around noon, maybe.
Yeah, may have been.
Yeah, so I get this text, and he goes, "Hey, I've got something I'm going to throw out. I want you to think about it. I think you're really going to like it." So I'm in the driver's ed. I don't have time to talk about it. So I said, "Okay." He said, "Call me when you get done." So I'm on my way home. And he hadn't hit any of this other stuff yet.
No, not a one.
He goes, "Hey," because I do a lot of the stuff on all the other tracks, the smaller tracks in the mornings. And so he goes, "Let's trade. I'll start doing those, and I want you to do the Rockets."
Right.
So he goes through this big spiel. I never wanted to do the Rockets in the first place, blah, 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 blah. So I'm listening to all this. I'm like, right. So I said, well, sounds like that's going to be easier on me, but I don't care. Anyway, so I get home, and so I'm kind of studying on how to do the Rockets, because it's a little different. And he says, "Hey, I got to do this something, and then I'll call you, and I'll give you some pointers on how to do the Rockets." I said, "Okay." So I'm waiting on him to call. So then he texts me. He goes, "Hey, I'm alive in the pick 5.
Yeah, you're not doing these anymore if it hits.
At Saratoga," and he goes, if I hit this, I'm going to keep doing the Rockets." Okay, so I said, "What in the world what is wrong with him?" So So I turn on Saratoga, and I'm sitting there watching. Of course, the horse he wants wins.
Yeah.
And then the next text is, forget everything I said. I'm still doing the Rockets. So, so that's how gambling goes. And then after that, he gets on this big streak. I didn't know that you hit everything else after that, too.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I was just at a low point, and it was all of it mixed together, you know?
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, it was just, and it wasn't like, you go 2 out of 3 in a pick 3, you go 1 out of 2 in a double, you're 4 out of 5. No, it's just like, I couldn't, let me go through this. I had Cleveland and Los Angeles Dodgers. They both were ahead and they both lost. And that was the first parlay. And then I had a Saratoga race 2, a 2-3 over 1 daily double, and neither one of those came in. Then I played a pick 3 at Saratoga, and none of the horses came in there. And I was just like, this is crazy, And like I said, I was 1 out of 5 on the early pick 5 at Saratoga, and so it was nuts. So yeah. Now today, hit the pick 5 again, the early pick 5. I had it for $1. It only paid $4.36, but still, it was good.
So you're on a roll again, and there go the Rockets.
Right? Yeah,
I won't get to shoot the rocket off again.
No.
I have done the Rockets once or twice.
Honestly, well, you didn't. You have not.
I did too.
When we wrote, you did the writing on the Rockets.
I did the writing on the Rockets. That's right.
You never picked the Rockets.
You want to do something really hard, folks. That's back when he was analyzing each race. So he was really busy up at Saratoga. So he asked me, he said, "Hey, I've got him picked. Will you go in there and will you write why you think?" So I don't know why he picked the horse. I have no idea. So I have to go through there and try to figure out, why did he pick this horse? And then write what I thought he was thinking when he did the horse. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. That was one of those weekends where I had to get to the track early.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had all the picks up. I said, go in there and write. By the way, writing on the Rockets was the worst job on the website.
Yeah, that was pretty hard.
It is so boring. And what I realized is nobody's reading it. Because one day I just wrote garbage on there. It didn't make any sense. And I said, I just want to see if anybody reaches out and asks. And it was a pretty big day. It wasn't like a Breeders' Cup or anything, but it was like, I want to see if I'm wasting my time. And nobody said a word because nobody cares. Like on the best bets page, Jared writes like a book on those things. And I'm like, I don't write shit on them because nobody cares about that. They just want to see who you like,
Yeah.
So
it was so funny. I was sitting there and so there's a race or two, because I got to go in and handicap him too, because I'm trying to think, okay, why did he pick the 3 to win? I can't just go in there. So I got to go in there and look. And so there's couple of them, they always go, why did he pick that horse? That thing sucks. So I got to make up some garbage about why I thought he picked the horse. It was fun.
Yeah. But the thing about it is it's nobody read it anyway. So
hilarious. So anyway,
anyway.
Also, Shoddy, no, I don't. Aaron and I do the tracks together. I don't want you to think I'm the one that's doing. I mean, we do these together.
So what? Basically, like for like a Saratoga and a Del Mar, it's. I mean, the bigger tracks, I still have a lot of say over the. Well, I have say over all of them, but the bigger ones, it's obviously naturally you spend a little bit more, not a little bit, you spend a lot more time on them.
Yeah, but I narrow them down, and then he.
Yeah, right. So let's say it's
Prairie Meadows.
What track? What's a small track?
Prairie Meadows.
Prairie Meadows. Yeah. Well, no, because sometimes I know a Kelly horse or something. Canterbury. Let's say Canterbury. So I kind of narrow them down. Then he narrows them down even further, and then I go in and make put the bets in for those.
Yeah.
So it's a team effort on those for sure.
Yeah. Because he doesn't have time to do all those.
Well, I do, but I don't have. If I do them, I don't have time to do anything else.
Right.
So, for example, I'm on 4 shows today, right?
Yeah, he's a celebrity. I'm not.
Well, no, that's not. That's not what I mean. But it takes time to do shows. It takes time to do videos, and the Rockets. It takes time to do the Rockets. Yeah, Los Al quarters, we just draw those out of.
Let me tell you something, Shoddy. I hate that. Worse, that one, and I could name a lot, but that's one of my all-time hate. I hate doing that one.
So I like the quarter horse tracks like Remington. I'm not saying you're talking about uploading them, and they are annoying because there's a lot of races. But I
love them. Yes,
I do like Prairie Meadows. Their early quarter horse races. I like them. Los Alamitos, and this is nothing against Los Alamitos. I've never been there. It might be a fine place. I'm sure they're very nice people. Just my personal opinion. I hate Los Alamitos with a passion, and it's. I hate to watch the races from there. I can't ever get anything right there, and I feel like I'm pretty decent at the quarter horses over the years, except for I hate that place. So there's a good selling point. Go buy Los Al. I just hate it. I always have.
It's just amazing. There's just some tracks you struggle at.
That's one.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
like
not
the
a new
Milwaukee
thing.
Brewers. I can't get them right.
Where at?
It's like the Milwaukee Brewers in baseball. I cannot get them right.
Oh man, they're on a roll right now.
I miss them every day.
Yeah, they're playing really well right now.
I guess I ought to start picking them to win.
I had them last night. But yeah,
I miss them every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Rob says that Los Ponies on TVG. I haven't watched that in years, but I do remember him. He's pretty darn good at Los Al. Yeah. So I would definitely look at his. Yeah. Yeah. That night, Shoddy asked, "Hey, you gonna update those Los Al quarter horse scratches?" No. And I said, "Don't look at them. Don't play them." I hate it. Every once in a while we'll have a good night, but every once in a while you're going to have a good night if you play every night, no matter where. But I don't have any rhymed or reason to why a night is good or bad there. That's kind of my thing. Like most tracks, when you go through, you've got a really good feel for that track. If you're doing this every day, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have no feel at that track.
Mm-mm.
Yep. None. So, yeah, Brew Crew. I tell you what, this guy, Doc Tang, you better be buying some Brew Crew apparel and some
over right now. He's all over.
This guy, Doc.
I know.
He's a special talent. That's all I'm going to say.
He has talent. He does.
He does. It's ridiculous. Do you know about what happened last night?
What do you mean?
About Doc and all that he hit last night.
No, I did not.
Oh.
What did he do last night?
I don't even know if I could say it on the air without blushing. It was unbelievable. He hit, I'm not going to tell the number, but he hit, because I don't know if he wants it out there, but he hit some monster parlays in baseball last night.
So he bet Oakland?
No, he bet, well, I don't want to read them all off, but he had so the day before, almost every baseball game went over. It was nuts. That was the game with Arizona and Atlanta, and it was crazy, right?
Yeah, it was a football game.
Right,
score.
Exactly. So he texts me like he does every morning, which is great. He says, I'm pounding unders today. I was like, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Brewers and I love the Reds, and I'm pounding unders. I'm like, I'm with you. I love the Brewers and the Reds too. Now, dumb me over here just betting them single. No, he's pairing all this shit up. He's got 5-6 parlays going. He had every damn one of them, and they weren't little ones. So he had a hell of a night. I went to sleep. The Twins, he needed the Twins for one last parlay. Wouldn't have mattered if they lost. He'd already made enough. But
yeah, exactly.
I went to sleep. I said, I think they're going to blow it. This isn't going to be good. And I woke up to text, and the Twins won. So yeah, crazy. He's the man.
He's fantastic.
He's the man.
I can't think of much of anything negative to say about Dr. Tang, but sometimes he makes me sick. He hits all these.
Well, I got something negative to say about him. He never invites me into his pick 5s or 6s. So except when he loses, then he has me on there. So
no, he's uncanny.
Yeah, Twins and over last night for Rob. Yeah, good job. I cashed the Twins. What day, night was that? Wednesday. I got Tuesday. But didn't have them last night. Didn't bet that one. But yeah, good job there. Twins went out there and won it plus money twice. So that's good. They did lose today, but Kirby was on the mound for Seattle. I really like Kirby. I think
Kirby's a really good pitcher.
I think he's outstanding. He's 9-8, but my gosh, every time I watch him, he pitches good. So
right now, baseball is tough.
It is tough, but it's kind of starting to play back out again. The Reds look good again.
The All-Star break's always funny. It's always weird.
Listen,
after that,
we were rolling right along. The 3 games before the All-Star break were a little funky. The 3 games coming out of it were a little funky, but it's kind of leveled back out now. Yeah.
It's going to be really, really interesting to see if Tampa gets going again.
You're not tagging me on anything on Twitter. That much I can promise you. If you're tagging Racing Dudes on Twitter, I ain't seeing it. I hit, like I said, I hit that Rockets that Rockets pick 5. And I got the phone. I said, all right, I probably need to promote this. Nope. Didn't even post it on there because I don't care. My mental health is worth more than maybe selling one extra sheet because somebody saw it on Twitter. So
that's funny.
It's just not going to happen. Magic's at Comic-Con, and he said, I downloaded the Twitter app again because sometimes there's breaking news about Comic-Con on Twitter. And he's like, I already want to delete it. It's the worst. Yeah, it is. Anyway, anything else before we get off here?
No.
Okay.
I feel pretty good about this pick 3, though.
Pick 3.
I mean, pick 5.
Pick 5.
I did not feel good about the one last week. I really did not.
I know.
Because I was just afraid of that single, even though it was the single we should have done.
Mm-hmm.
This one, if this horse runs, he should win.
I got one final thing for us. Husker Butch, Hawks All Day was, I don't know if he's still here, but he was here earlier. He mentioned Husker Butch is running. So if you want to watch him, it's going to be Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, 9 o'clock Central. Husker Butch is 3-1. He's the second choice, $30,000 claimer.
I like this.
What do you think?
Let me look real quick because I did kind of look at it.
Mm-hmm. A couple things while you're looking it up there.
Mm-hmm.
The horse that beat Husker Butch 2 races back came back to roll last time out in an allowance race, ran really well. So that's a good sign. But anyway, I think he's placed real well. The favorite is the 3. Mm-hmm.
And I don't really like that horse that well.
Good.
I don't.
Good.
I mean, second and a $20,000 claimer. I don't know. I mean, if Husker Butch can get, run his race, I think he can win.
Mm-hmm.
The 7, that's a little scary. He's a little scary. That's 7.
7's a little scary. I think the 6 isn't too bad.
Halo Moon.
Well, it hasn't ran very well this year.
You're going to win. That's 7. He's coming out of a couple of allowances at Lone Star where he finished 3rd and he ran pretty good. So he could be a little bit scary.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of runs a little bit like Husker Butch too, as far as where he's going to be. Casey Rocket, yeah, he could get to the lead, maybe, but I don't know how good Abundant is, but he beat him by 2 and caught him. So
I think the 3's the one to worry about, but I think Husker, he fits pretty darn well, and I think you said it. Kelly's done a really good job getting this horse in races it can win, and I think he can win here. And the other thing is he could get claimed, and if he does, wouldn't be the worst thing.
No, absolutely not.
No, and if he doesn't get claimed, all of a sudden he's eligible for a starter allowance race.
Yeah, just a big race for him. Because then you can get him in those and protect him if you want to. So,
well, that's just it. If he runs well here, he wins. He doesn't get claimed. All of a sudden, we've got one that's eligible for a lot of different stuff.
That's right. So he's done exactly what he should do.
Yep.
He didn't really think he could win an allowance, so put him in this 30,000. The purse is good enough. Go get it, and if he gets claimed, he gets claimed. So,
Doc, I think you should claim him. You got the money. You should claim him.
Well, if he don't, he'll win it tonight. So
that's right.
Yeah, most of the baseball games are over with though today. So
he may have already won it for today. Who knows?
Well, probably. Yeah, he makes me sick.
All right. Well, you're supposed to root for your friends. Come
I
on.
do root for him. He's just uncanny, you know.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I mean, hitting all those parlays. I mean, that's crazy.
I told him the other day. I remember. I don't remember, Doc, what night that was. He was texting me, and he said, "Make sure to tell Heather that it's me and not like some other lady that you're texting." I said, "Doc, Heather knows exactly who it is at this time of night when you're texting, and sometimes just unsolicited, she'll ask, "Well, how's Doc's bets doing?" You know, she knows. Yes. He's doing really good. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know when he doesn't do good. That's the problem.
He's a savant. All right. We got to get off here because we got blinkers off coming up 45 minutes. I think that's going to be a really good show, talking all things Haskell. We didn't talk about the Haskell here, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, maybe we can get Heather to come out to the Breeders' Cup this year, Doc. We'll see. She did come to San Diego that year. Maybe she'll come out to that one. All right, Papa Dude, any final thoughts?
Nope, I think we covered it.
All right, guys. We'll see you back here for the show next week. We'll see you in about 45 minutes for show number 4 for me today. I can't wait. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
This is Due to Bet Sports. Due to Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Due to Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Due to Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Halterman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.
Well, the Associated Press is full of shit.